Welcome back to the Piney Woods Homestead, y'all. I had big plans this morning. Have you ever had big plans when you get up or when you go to bed? There's something you want to get done, and then it just kind of all falls apart the next morning. It's kind of where I'm at right now. Y'all, I had plans to get on this lumber deck and mill up at least 2 or 3 of these logs. I need some 2x4s. Got to get this piglet weighing station completed. And I need some 2x4s because I'm going to set up a feeding station with that hog feeder that you saw me kind of refurb several videos back. Got to get that done with a roof over it. Just a lot to do, but y'all, things happen that prevent you from being able to get to work. And I'll show you what happened this morning and why I didn't get on the logs right away. Guys, thanks for stopping in at the Piney Woods Homestead. Hit that old like for us. Y'all, we appreciate you. That's right, y'all, we're growing out more Red Rangers, Freedom Rangers. We love these things. We've been getting them for the past several years from a nursery, I believe it's in Pennsylvania. We have used several nurseries over the years, hatcheries, I say nurseries, hatcheries, to get these chicks from. And we're fairly satisfied with the ones that we've been growing out the past couple of years from that Freedom Ranger hatchery, I believe it is. But we've bought from Myers. I probably have gotten McMurray in the past. I'm not really certain on that one, but you know, we're raising our own too. We're breeding our own golden fryers. If you hadn't been following the channel, we love fried chicken around here. And not that Rangers don't make excellent fried chicken, it just takes too long to fry them up because they're a larger broiler type chicken. We wanted a fryer chicken, something you hadn't had around in umpteen years, something small that'll fry up in about 15 minutes. And y'all, we've successfully bred those. And what you saw on the right side of the coop, the smaller side, that's golden fryers. We had 16 out of 21 hatch yesterday. So we got those into the brooder. We set it up so we could separate the two flocks of chicks. And we've got 26 Rangers sitting in the other side. And so we'll be able to show you a comparison up to 2 to 3 weeks of age side by side at the chick's rate of growth. And I'll go ahead and tell you, these Rangers have been in the mail for a day and a half, and so they were hungry and thirsty when we put them in. And the golden fryers, they didn't care as much about the feed when we put them in there because they had just hatched and dried off. But y'all, they're both doing well, taking naps, chirping, and eating and slurping. And that's what we want, y'all. So we can get them out on pasture, and the golden fryers will go into their hoop house over here. We've still got a batch in there. I think there are 14 or 15 in there. I can't remember. But they're getting on pretty good size now. They'll be processed in 3 weeks. And this Saturday, I'm going over to my mom and daddy's, and we're going to process, I believe, 15 over there. They have 19, but they're keeping some out. 14 or 15 we're going to process for them. And y'all, his look excellent. I was over there, I don't know, a week or so ago. Those birds look great. They're almost 12 weeks old. We decided to go to 12 weeks. And y'all, I got to update that video I did a while back on Freedom Ranger versus Golden Fryer and feed consumption. Y'all, they're eating a whole lot less than we had thought. We had been feeding out multiple flocks here out of the same feed, and it was really hard to keep track. It was brooding different batches. And so I told you that it cost about $2.50 a pound to raise those golden fryers out. Y'all, it's going to be probably closer to about $2 or a little bit less a pound to grow those out, maybe a little bit better. I know my dad has been raising his flock now of 19 birds. This is the 12th week, and he's only used 3 bags of meat bird crumble that we get from Nutrina. Love that stuff. 21, 22% protein, plant-based. It's excellent feed. Feed them from start to finish on that, y'all. So anyways, I've been a little sidetracked this morning. Had to pick up those birds. Had to make sure that they had a heat source. And yes, it's already 83 degrees and 80% humidity at 10 o'clock this morning. That's why I'm not hopping on the mill, y'all. I don't feel like the sun's getting ready to beam on it. I don't feel like getting toasted and having a heat stroke. And I think y'all will forgive me for not milling today. But I believe I'll probably try that early tomorrow morning. Got to get those 2x4s. Got to get these projects done. All right, long-winded enough. I'm gonna take you around and show you a few things that Lisa's been up to today, and see if we can catch her off guard. Maybe sneak up on her, and she doesn't like it when I do that. So, oh, and one more little update. Feed room's doing good, y'all. Only thing is, I noticed that dehumidifier was not pulling moisture out yesterday like it has been. So I called up the company and they said the thing don't even kick on until 86% humidity. It doesn't have a compressor like most of them. It's a real small one. So we'll keep a check on that, because y'all don't want our feed investment turning into mold. But it's high and dry. Red wasp, it's high and dry up in there. And y'all don't like red wasp either. They like to eat on me. It's high and dry in there. So hopefully the feed is good. I believe it is. We've been keeping a check. Got a little humidor coming today to put in there just to keep a check on the moisture content. But all right, let's check on Lisa. What's going on in your kitchen this morning?
I am dehydrated the tomato skins from yesterday's canning and getting them ground up into powder. Should hopefully have another 8 ounces of this. There's a few trays that are still a little bit wet. Once I get through with this and get the dehydrator off the stove, I've got my juice from yesterday's tomatoes that was left over after putting them into the cans. You're gonna have juice left in your bowl or whatever you got them in. And I'm actually, last time, and what I normally do is just cook it down and reduce it by half for a tomato sauce, but I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I've got just a few tomatoes that were ripe this morning and a ton more cherry tomatoes, not enough to make another batch of salsa, and honestly I think we've got 15 plus jars of different salsas now, so we're probably good on that. So I'm just going to throw all those, skins and all. The texture doesn't bother us, and honestly once you do it in the food processor, you're not going to notice it. You're not going to notice the seeds from these few. Just what I have here, all the seeds have been drained out, so there's going to be very few seeds from this, and I'm going to add that to this, which will thicken it up a little bit and give it a little bit more liquid, and then I'll reduce all of that down, get that water bath can for sauce. I've got picked green beans. Our neighbor brought the last picking of his blueberries yesterday, and I'm probably going to do those into canned blueberry pie filling, so we'll have those for pies and cobblers through the winter.
Sounds good to me.
So,
more to merrier.
Just when I think I've got caught up for one day, this time of year is crazy, but I thought, I had one day to kind of not be as crazy. I've kind of escalated myself with things again, but that's okay because I'm getting as much as we can out of everything that we have been blessed with this year.
What about V8 juice? Have you thought about trying to make any of that? I love V8 juice.
I could with that, and I do like V8 juice too, so we'll see. But we would use more sauce than we would V8 juice.
That's true. Y'all, I took you inside Lisa's shop real quick just to show you some of the tomatoes that she pulled this morning, and those acorn squash. She picked those this morning early. She was walking to the building when we were getting ready to feed the hogs with a big old mess of those things, and I said, hold up, I wanted to video you pulling those, but that's all right, you get to see them anyhow. Y'all, it did really good. Got a big old bucket off of them, off of a 4x8 bed. I don't know how many's in there, probably at least 15 or 16 of them. So, and they'll hold good, y'all. We'll be eating those for several months to come. What else have we got here? Oh, I got to show y'all these watermelons, if I can get in here. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Let me see if I can get this one. Yeah, I believe those are about ready to pull. Those are Charleston Grays. I believe there are about 10 of them in there, and they look to be probably, golly, 10 plus pounds a piece. They're big old watermelons. Look forward to that. We're going to dehydrate some. Might freeze a little bit of it and probably eat my belly full too. And I think we might have a watermelon spitting contest this year. That's always fun. Where I am originally from, down the eastern part of the state, I think they actually do that at a little place called Spivey's Corner, or that might be tobacco spitting, or it might be hollering. I can't remember which it is. Anyways, we might have us a watermelon spitting seed contest. Y'all, that ditch I cut the other day, or about a week or so ago now, it's working great. The grass is coming up, the seed that I sowed, and we had a nice hard inch downpour. It took about 30 minutes for an inch of rain to come down yesterday, and I can tell that this ditch worked perfect. Shot that water on out around back behind the building. Plenty of fall on it, or just enough fall. So that's working out good. Should help to keep from having a sloppy wet mess on her pathway this winter. And y'all, I believe I told you that lightning struck our electric fence unit. That happened a couple of weeks ago now. Just had a massive thunderstorm and it came through, and y'all, it actually hit the pasture out there. I saw that lightning bolt come down. It was in a, I don't know, mid to late afternoon before it had gotten completely dark. And I thought for sure it's probably killed a hog, but thankfully it didn't. It hit that fence and it followed it back to the fencer. Instead of, a lot of times you'll have power surge and it'll come through the other side, through your wiring. And that fencing unit, it's designed with a couple of safeguards to protect it from lightning, but y'all, it's hard to stop it. So what I have done is I got this thing. It's a, I think, let me hold it up the right way. It's a lightning protector. And we'll get that thing out here in a couple of days. I got to drive another 8-foot ground rod. You're supposed to set this thing up and tie it in close to your fencer, within 40 feet of it, I believe. And what it's designed to do is the lightning, if it hits the fence out there, will come and travel and hit this thing here and run down into a separate ground rod instead of going back and hitting your fencer. Hopefully it'll work, y'all. A lightning has got tons and tons of power in it, but for about 20 bucks, we'll see if this thing will help, because I really don't want to have to be sending off a fencer anytime we have a freak thunderstorm that just booms right on top of us like that. I believe in the past 7 years out here, this is the first time that lightning has ever killed a fencing unit of ours. So anyways, we got that thing back. We'll get that installed here in a couple of days. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Just a few minutes here at the Piney Woods Homestead this morning. Sorry we didn't get onto that sawmill, but y'all, I ain't willing to hurt myself out here just to get a couple of logs milled this morning when I can wait till tomorrow morning, early, as soon as the sun's coming up. Get out here, even though the humidity's up, at least it'll be cooler. And I can get these things done and get these livestock scales completed, and that feeding station for the hogs that we're going to top out here. Guys, hit that old like and subscribe if you hadn't. If you have, we appreciate you. I'm going to see if I can mow the yard, because it's looking a little bit snaky for Lisa out here working in these raised beds. And then see if she needs a little help in the kitchen. Taste testing, I'm good at that. Y'all have a good day, a great week. We'll see you on the next one.